Yeah, you can snatch that up real early if you're first. I mean, instead of researching iron, what you should just do is beeline alphabet and trade for iron, and you probably get it about the same time. Unless there's a few exceptions, and that's if you're playing Rome. If you're playing Rome, then like beelining ironworking straight right out of the bat, skipping everything but ironworking, and getting Praetorians in like, I don't know, 2000, whenever, 1800 BC or whenever. That's a legitimate strategy, but quite frankly, it's also very expensive, risky too. I mean, what if you don't get iron? What if there's no iron around? You're kind of screwed. That's reload time basically. But otherwise, don't self-tech iron. Let the computer tech it. They'll all get it. You can trade for it pretty soon. Soon enough to do a decent rush, that's for sure. If you're rushing with iron, rushing with swordsmen, which you actually shouldn't do. That's another thing I mentioned. Don't rush swordsmen. Don't bother with swordsmen. Axes and a few spears. That's it. If you're going to do a pure metal rush with no siege, it's just axes and a few spears. Don't bother with swordsmen. They're basically they take too long to get. You go all the way to iron. Like I said, it's just too late. On Deity, okay? I used to do it all the time on an Immortal. I'd tech to swordsman, because I thought that was useful. And, I'd get swordsmen. I'd get a huge pile of swordsmen and axes in about, I don't know, maybe 500 BC. And I thought that was really, really quick. And so I'd go and, on Immortal you can just roll over anything, if you get enough troops. The AI doesn't really produce that many troops, nothing compared to Deity. But then I played some Deity games, and I tried the same thing. And here I am using my traditional spam tons of metal units, spam tons of swordsmen, spam tons of axemen. And I like to play Boudica a lot because she's a extreme, extremely good meleeer basically. And I'd get in there, I'd rush the AI about I don't know, maybe on a good day, maybe 800 BC. I'd rush the AI, and then to my surprise, first of all, the first couple of towns were really heavily defended. Like maybe four or five troops sitting in each town, and with walls. So here you are, losing like, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 troops per town. Like a 1-to-1, you'd take one troop, you'd weaken one troop with one troop and lose that troop. So, and you'd lose like one unit per defender for each time, and that adds up really quickly. And so then I'd take a couple of towns, and I'd just kind of run out of steam because I was just losing so many units, and the AI was just stacking them, like you couldn't believe in the towns. And so my entire rush, which worked like a charm on Immortal, would just kind of backfire at some point, because at some point the computer would start taking back their towns. They produce so many units, and then of course around like I said, around 500 BC or something, the AI would start getting longbows, and then it was really over. So oh shoot, what was I? Oh yeah, so swordsmen, I mean, they're great. If you want to pad your force with a few swordsmen, they're not bad. But once you have catapults, you don't really need swordsmen. The city raider, the extra city attack, it doesn't really matter when you can use catapults to just whittle down the enemy, and you can take them with anything. Then you can take them with like archers if you want. So swordsmen don't really have a use unless like you're playing Rome. And I love Boudica's unique, or I love the Celtics unique unit. It's great. The Gallic Warriors, they're really cool. But you know, if you're on Deity, you just don't have time to tech that far and make a really good pure rush. So they're really not useful on Deity. And let's see here, what else do I have? Oh yeah, gifting back cities to vassals. I thought about gifting back this city to Gilgamesh, but problem is it has the Great Wall, and I want the Great Wall, so I'm not going to gift that back. Usually, when I take out one of the AIs, I usually gift them back one or a couple of cities, because they can really. In fact, I'm still thinking about whether or not to gift this one back. Probably not. Couple of reasons. First of all, a lot of times you'll get these border cities from them, and you'll just get killed in the culture race. Whoever they're bordering will get squeeze you out with culture. But if you gift them back, they revert to the original culture, which could be a lot better. And so they can fight that culture battle and you don't have to. Plus, they get a city, which for a high unit spammer like Gilgamesh, that's really neat, because you'd be amazed at how many units some of these higher unit spammers can pump out on Deity when they have just like 2 or 3 cities. It's really amazing. So they can actually be helpful if you're going to war, and they can do something with these some of these marginal cities. In fact, I might gift this one back. I do like the courthouse though. I'm not gifting his capital back. That's for damn sure. But anyway, that's why you gift them cities back. Which I'm probably not going to do till later. Oh yeah, You'll notice I'm not doing the traditional, and I usually don't do the traditional tech to liberalism. Sit tight, get 6 cities, and tech to liberalism that they all say. Everybody who plays Deity pretty much does it that way. I don't do it that way. The reason is because I play on Pangaea maps, and you'll notice. If you were watching, you'll notice just how quickly all the land around me settled up, and and it's just, it's not that far past 1 AD, and I'm still, I had to break out to get more cities than just 3. That's how it is on Pangaea Deity. That's just how it is. You're not going to get 6 cities. Well, you can. I've done it before, but it's really rare. Usually you'll get, just like I did here, you'll get maybe 3 cities, or maybe 2.5. This is not really that great, but that's just how it is. And so you got to tech to liberalism and win the lib race and get to rifling or whatever with 3 cities. Which I can do. I've done it before. I've gotten rifling. I think the last game that comes to mind, I had 4 cities, maybe 3 decent ones and 1 crappy one. And I did make it all the way to rifling. Got cavalry, built up a cavalry army cavalry rifle army. And I built it up and attacked in 880 AD, which is pretty damn good, by the way, especially considering you only got 4 cities to start with. And I did go on to win that game, so I can do it. It is possible to do it, with such a low city count. However, it's really a crapshoot. A lot of the games that I play like that, I don't win. And the early